Year 6?
Good morning.
And today we have Chapter 4, The Great Bavarian Mountain Owl. Ooh. Now, how did Aunt Alberta come to have a Great Bavarian Mountain Owl as a pet, I hear you ask? To answer this, I'll need to take you back in time once more, so before young Stella was born. Soon after Alberta had lost all the family's money at the Tiddlywinks tables of Monte Carlo, Europe was thrust into war. Chester joined the army as an officer and was awarded a chest full of medals for bravery on the battlefields of France. Meanwhile, his sister also enlisted and found herself fighting in the forests of Bavaria as a machine gunner. I was going to do a noise there, but I don't really know the noise. Yeah, that's it again. Do it again. That's it. Unusually, for someone who was British, she chose to fight on the German side. Crazy. Alberta's only reason was that she preferred the German uniforms. She felt she looked smoking hot in one of the German army's spiked helmets called a Pickelhauben. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's the hat there. You can judge for yourselves. One thing she had often done as a child was to steal rare birds' eggs. Alberta knew that the Great Bavarian Mountain Owl was one of the rarest birds in the world. So when she spotted one nesting in the forest where she was posted, she climbed the tree and she stole the egg from a nest. Don't do that, children, it's illegal. Then she sat on it until it hatched and named the little owlet Wagner, after her favourite German composer. The composer's name was Wagner. Keep up. The war ended soon after. Alberta had been fighting for the losing side, and the prospect of being sent to a prisoner of war camp did not appeal. So she stole a Zeppelin, one of those huge German military airships. With little owlet Wagner safely under her arm, she took into the air. At first, all went well. She piloted the Zeppelin hundreds of miles over the mainland Europe. However, while flying over the English Channel, with the white cliffs of Dover in sight, disaster struck. The metal spike on the helmet burst the huge gas cell above her. Instantly, the Zeppelin started violently spurting hot air. The airship was really nothing more than a giant balloon after all. It farted its way across the sky at terrific speed before crash landing into the sea with a giant plop. Alberta just managed to swim to shore. The owlet, still larger than the average owl, perched precariously on her head. Once safely back at Saxby Hall, she began training the bird. Wagner never knew his real owl parents, but quickly accepted Alberta as his mother. Instead, the woman would feed the owlet live worms and spiders from her mouth, passing them from lip to bill. As Wagner grew, so did the treats. Soon she would feed him mice, sparrows that she'd caught in traps. Food became a reward, and over time Alberta had taught her owl a number of impressive tricks. Fetching her slippers, flying the loop, aerial, a word I can't say now. I need you, Mrs. Mumford. Aerial reconnaissance. It's a word that I can't pronounce. Help me. A military term she had picked up when fighting in World War I, which meant spying in the air.
Reconnaissance.
Reconnaissance, there you go. Every day's a school day. I'm not very good with big words. Dive bombing children's kites, stealing old ladies' knickers from washing lines, dropping stink bombs from the air at the village summer fete. Gross. Delivering a letter or parcel within a 100-mile radius. Duetting with her on her favourite German opera song. This was painful to listen to, as Aunt Alberta was an even worse singer than the owl. To use a special owl urinal when having an alpy. to swoop on kittens and devour them in one gulp, bones and all, to make an apple strudel. Here we have the great Bavarian mountain owl. What have we got? Yellow eyes, large head, razor-sharp beak, massive breast, pointy talons. They're like the claws there. Height of approximately 4 foot. Now, I'm 5'2", so probably about there, which is pretty big, isn't it? Is that how big they are? That's quite big. A weight of 6.5 stone, brown and grey feathers, and massive ear tufts. Owling, owlery, owlcraft, owlistry, owlography, owlosophy, call it what you want, Alberta became an expert. Soon, she and her beloved Wagner became famous in owling circles. They even started doing photo shoots for specialist bird of prey publications, such as My Owl, Just Owls, Owl, Owls, 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 Owls Only, Mature Owls, and Owling Monthly, the magazine for owls and their admirers. Once, they even appeared together on the cover of Twitwoo, very much the Hello magazine of the owl world. Inside, there was 12 pages of At Home With photographs and a lengthy interview where they talked about how they'd met and their hopes for the future together. Of course, Wagner's answers were all in squawks. Alberta and Wagner. Wagner and Alberta. It was a very close relationship. The pair travelled everywhere together on Alberta's motorcycle with Wagner in the sidecar. Both had matching leather flying helmets and goggles. What was more unusual still was that Alberta and Wagner also shared a bed. When Stella would bring her aunt her nightly glass of sherry, Alberta and Wagner would be tucked up together in matching striped pyjamas, reading the daily newspapers. It was a bizarre sight. Another time, Stella heard the two of them splashing about in the bath together. It wasn't natural and it wasn't right, and it definitely couldn't be hygienic, especially not for the owl. However, this closeness between man and beast was not without purpose. For all this time, Aunt Alberta was training her owl to obey her every command, even to do unspeakable evil. Evil. The next chapter, chapter 5, is called Mummified. Until then, bye!